Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'm going to share with you perspective from 10 different XRP chart analysts in this very latest Moon Lambo hot jam. Several of them, interestingly, are talking about an XRP bull flag, and one of them says that it's targeting $15. And this is at a time where Bitcoin is actually, at least at the time I'm recording this, it's been flirting with, $100,000, getting back to that level. And a number of analysts note, hey, once it gets back above that and starts taking off, the whole market's probably going to start rallying. So maybe it's just more confluence. A beautiful thing. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 2:03 a.m. Central Time. That's my time zone. So it's now Monday, January 6, 2025. XRP is $2.39. Bitcoin's at $99,375. And things are going to take off. It's just a matter of time. History does rhyme with itself. I will continue to say it till I'm blue in the face. Here's a post from popular chart analyst Mustache. And he writes, by the way, this chart, it's the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So all the altcoins out there. And so he wrote, hashtag altcoins. No one will be able to tell you exactly where the music stops. But if you look at the past two cycles, there is still so much room for altcoins to rise. And so that is true. Anybody that tells you they can consistently and accurately predict timeline is either lying to you or they're just so full of themselves that they can't even tell that what stupid things come to their stupid little face hole. Not true. And nobody can consistently do it. Now, it's reasonable to look at the past and say, based on historic precedent, here's been the range of how long time-wise it's taken for so-and-so chart formation to play out. That's all fine. That's not a promise of anything. That's not even a prediction. That's just saying if the past kind of rhymes with itself and right here, here's what it might look like. That's fine. And it's really useful to look at the world like that, frankly, when it comes to, the reason is humans are biological robots. We tend to have the same behaviors in similar circumstances over and over and over again, and that's why you see this. So if you're looking at the screen here at this chart, you can see where he's pointing at where we are right now and where that moment was in the previous cycle several years ago and the cycle before that, back in here in 2016, ultimately. And you can see how things ultimately took off. He's saying, yes, that is indeed the moment. We're well out of the accumulation range right now. We are at the part where things go euphoric if history is going to rhyme with itself. And that is what's at hand. That's the next big thing to break. So nobody can tell you for sure if it happens today, tomorrow, or next week, so on and so forth. But in terms of how things have unfolded in the past, the next thing to occur, yes, it is that. It can be any moment. One day you'll just wake up and you'll look at your portfolio and be like, wow, that's worth a lot more. I guess the market took off, which has happened to me a number of times over the last 7 years that I've been in crypto, and I'm sure it has for many of you as well. And those are the times that we're here. Like that's what we live for in crypto. That is where we are. And XRP absolutely is going to move along with the rest of the market because it's part of the crypto asset class. And it's got a lot of room to catch up after being artificially suppressed for years on end now. Here's a post from chart analyst Tech Dev. He shared this with his 494,000 followers. It's a Bitcoin USD chart. That's the white line here. The green line is the exponential moving average Bollinger Bands for Bitcoin. And then this pinkish line right here, that is the total 2 chart. The total 2 chart is every coin that exists except for Bitcoin. So altcoins, and that's why he labeled it as such. And so he's noting, because this is true, look, any chart analyst worth a damn thing at all will recognize and highlight that history rhymes with itself. He is correct to point this out. And so here he wrote, when Bitcoin hits this expansion line, altcoins have gone on a steep 6-month run. And look at where he's got these orange arrows right here. This is where we are now. This is several years ago. And then here is several years before that. So it's where we are now in the 2 previous market cycles. What happened right at that moment? That's when it took off. We're right there. I can't tell you exactly what day it's going to go. But this would be in line with what we should have expected. Yes, over the next, whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6 months, absolutely, this should be the range in which we see a euphoria and alt season. If history is to rhyme with itself, the answer is yes. Here's a post from chart analyst Ali Martinez. XRP chart on your screen here. The TD sequential presents a buy signal on the XRP 4-hour chart, anticipating a price rebound. Oh, well, you don't say. I don't mind hearing that. And you're going to see a whole lot of positivity from XRP chart analysts in this latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam. And I think all except for maybe one of these analysts called the breakout for XRP to the upside. And the one, I'll show you who it is in a second. I'm not saying this particular analyst didn't predict that. It's just that I don't know because it's not somebody who I was previously aware of. Yeah, so you'll see nothing but positive vibes. Because even, I'll say this, even for the few analysts that think that there's a reasonable chance that XRP could pull back, whether it's to $2.10 or $2 or somewhere thereabout, before proceeding to the upside, they're still bullish because they acknowledge even if that happens, it's not like that breaks structure. It's just that that's something that can happen with these chart formations, and then you can see that it resumes moving to the upside. So even that isn't some sort of terribly bearish situation. Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Insight UK. XRP price chart on the screen here. XRP still holding the middle of the range. Something like this could still be in play. However, the longer we hold this level of support, the more likely I feel a straight breakout without a backtest is coming. All right, I'll describe this for those of you not looking. He's just noting that based on the squiggles here, you could see XRP move back up to, somewhere around the range of its cycle high, which occurred in December of 2024, right in the beginning. I think it was December 2nd. XRP got up to about $2.90. So he's saying, well, you could have it go right back up there. It was previously resistance. There's a chance it comes to the downside to backtest before moving to the upside. But he doesn't seem too terribly confident that's going to happen. And you got to wonder how many more sell orders are up there anyway at this particular point. But even if that's the case, again, key takeaway here still goes to the upside. It's just that this stuff, it might appear messy to you, especially if you're new to crypto. It's never going to go perfectly up in a straight line, even though that would make it emotionally less scary. But that's part of the battle that you have to fight. Because when it comes to investing, you are your own worst enemy. Because you're a human, and your emotions can get the best of you. And that happens to retail. Retail gets wrong-footed consistently every single damn cycle. And it doesn't mean that you can't learn from that on an individual level, but on the whole, it is always true, and that's never going to change. Because there are always new people being born, getting to the age where they can invest in stuff, and they have to learn the same mistakes that the people before them learned. Anyway, Crypto Insight UK then continues, and he says, it is also the weekly close today. We have a bullish engulfing candle forming in terms of price action and volume. I discussed this in more depth in his newsletter he notes. And then he says, as far as the XRP BTC pair, says XRP BTC weekly still fighting resistance. However, it may have broken out of a bull pennant here. I would like to see more volume supporting a break and will closely monitor the next weekly candle. On the right, you can see my minimum targets for our Wave 3 versus Bitcoin if this has started, currently unconfirmed at this point. And so you can see on the upper end here, what he's shared in this particular slide would be close to 600% increase against Bitcoin. And I insist that by the time this bull run is over, and you've got all the data's in, XRP, not only will it have outperformed Bitcoin, it will have destroyed Bitcoin in terms of performance. It won't even be close. XRP, it has way less money in it, and it sure as hell did before it started running. And it takes way less money flowing in to get a multiplier effect, to get way greater percentage gains. And with it having been artificially suppressed, but now everything, skies are clear now, to think that it wouldn't outperform Bitcoin is just silly nonsense. Anyway, then he continues and he says, and this is a XRP market cap percentage dominance chart here. And he says, a similar story with XRP dominance closing multiple weekly candles above previous range high. And so at the time he shared this, XRP dominance was around 4%. And I remember not long ago, the lowest I remember seeing it was, I believe, 1.08%. So 4 times that. I don't know where it's going to peak, but I will not be surprised to see it way higher. And one of the targets he has up here is like 31.23%. And that would be its all-time high percentage dominance. I don't think that's going to happen. And the reason I say that is because there are way more coins in existence now than there were in the past. So to get a larger percentage, much more challenging, but it doesn't really necessarily matter. in terms of money flowing in, that's not a primary concern. But yes, you will see this metric increase to the upside, certainly. Then there was also this post from a chart analyst named, I guess you say it's Cypher, CYPHR. I'm not familiar with this particular analyst, but it was shared by Crypto Insight UK, whose perspective I value. And he is, because Crypto Insight UK, he is one of the analysts that I follow, of course, who did predict that this, this breakout would occur with XRP that we ultimately saw in November. And so anyway, this post from this analyst who I'm new to named Cypher shared this XRP BTC chart and wrote, giving us the exact same setup as November, but much, much bigger. I fully expect the impulse wave to reflect the longer compression period, i.e. way bigger. A conservative target would move XRP up 100% versus Bitcoin. Forget the rhyming. History is quite literally repeating. Okay, well, that's bold if you're going to say it's not just rhyming, it's repeating. But I would love to see it unfold just like that. And clearly with what Crypto Insight UK said, it makes sense that he'd share this because it's very well in line with his thinking when he shared his thoughts, just which I shared with you, on the XRP BTC pair. So substantial outperformance against Bitcoin, yeah, it's coming. And so all the toxic XRP haters out there, they laughed as XRP continued to lose ground against Bitcoin over a span of years, including in the early part of 2024, the first half of 2024, really. But as I insisted throughout the first half of 2024, markets find bottoms, as happened in every previous cycle. And on the way to the bottom, the toxic Bitcoin maxis laughed because they irrationally hate XRP. But then the market found a bottom, and then it performed. And just like XRP completely bitch-smacked Bitcoin in the 2017 bull run, that is what we're looking forward to occurring right here. Here's a post from chart analyst Bobby A. Are you paying attention, close attention, to XRP's golden pocket retest, weekly bullish engulfing candle, bullish consolidation above its April 2021 high, and the bull flag it has developed targeting $10? I hope so. Yes, I've seen multiple analysts of late say a lot of that stuff, actually. For example, here is chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto. XRP USD chart on the screen here. He says XRP might pull this before a new all-time high. And I'll just pause to note what he's highlighting here with the dotted line that he's projecting may look something like that. Is that you could see XRP dip a good bit below it is now. He doesn't have a specific target figured, but or laid out specifically there. Maybe it would be $2.05, $2.10. I don't know. But he's warning, maybe it could go to the downside before rocketing to the upside into a new all-time high. That's what that would be indicating, his dotted line there. And so that's why he wrote, again, XRP might pull this before a new all-time high. But then he also says this. Interestingly, the bull flag has a target of $15, which I don't 100% rely upon. Using fib, $3 to $7 seems great for me. Okay, so I'll be thrilled if it's upwards of $7 based on fib levels, or if it's $15, I'll be thrilled either way. And by the way, it doesn't mean that he's saying that's where this would peak. If I remember correctly, he's one of the many analysts I follow that he's been sharing ideas of what might be reasonable to suppose would happen, but would like to see more data flow in to have a higher level of conviction as to declare what's most likely anyway. But still, to see that, like, again, and he is one of the many analysts that absolutely called XRP breaking to the upside. And we're going to find out together what this all looks like, but way higher than where we are now. This thing is not done. Here is chart analyst Cryptos. He's also talking about the bull flag. He says, XRP solid daily close above the bull flag. Needs to move up from here. So he's obviously very optimistic. Similar sentiment from chart analyst Steph is Crypto. XRP bull flag breakout imminent. And you can see what he's targeting here in the short term is $5.68, though he's made it clear he thinks it goes way higher this market cycle. And so that's at least, at least 4 analysts that have been highlighting that specifically, the XRP bull flag. We'll see what happens here. A lot of analysts think that we're going to see XRP break any day now. Some seem to think that it could be a few weeks from now, but all the analysts that I follow who accurately called this move to the upside believe it's coming. This is, roughly speaking, that moment in time. If it's feeling like it's dragging on right now, let me assure you, when this is all said and done, When you think back on that, you're not even going to remember this. That is just not. It's because it's going to be like snap of a finger. Just time passes. It's just in the moment. It might feel like it's dragging out. Now it doesn't for me. I'm just guessing that for some people it might feel like that, especially if you're newer to crypto. I've been holding for over 7 years, so I am more patient than any other human on the planet. That's my mission. Okay, that's what I'm always aiming to be. You will not out-patient me. But here's charting guy. So this is a post from December 29th, but he actually had a couple dating back to, where did this go to? December 12th. And so check this out. On December 12th, he wrote, if XRP does still continue to follow 2017, we likely continue to consolidate for another 2 weeks until Christmas time. Okay, and that would be great if it continued. And by the way, he argues that it has been. XRP has been following the progress that we saw in 2017. That would be fantastic because that's when XRP had its biggest bull run in freaking history. So if it looks anything like that, yes, please. And so, again, that was December 12th. He's like saying, hey, we got another couple weeks of that. And then on December 22nd, he wrote, Red Week 2 of 3 done. So he's saying, okay, that's the second of the 3 that he's expecting. And then on December 29th, he's like, there you go, Red Week 3 of 3 done. And he wrote on December 29th, XRP should now go on a face-melting 4-week rally to new all-time highs. This is if we continue to follow 2017 as we have been since election. Let's see. And so, to be clear, he's not promising that, but he's noting that the development has been the same as 2017 since the election completed, November 5th, 2024. And he's saying if it continues, then the next several weeks going to look pretty damn good. Now, again, that was December 29th, so what's the new post? The new post was in the evening, January 5th, 8:10 p.m. Central Time. He wrote, XRP, Green Week 1 of 4 done. So he's saying it, and again, this is if it repeats. He's not promising it will, but he's saying if it does, then if that's the case, then week 1 of 4 done. Meaning the next 3 will be absolutely insane. Now, given that history does rhyme with itself, do not be surprised if indeed that is what comes to pass. Here's a post from chart analyst Credible Crypto. Currently trading at around where I closed my last long, and this is an XRP price chart. We've taken some liquidity above us into local supply, currently eyeing up the orange zone for another potential long trade. Okay, so mind you, most of his crypto he hodls. He's made that very clear publicly. He has a small bit that he trades. He is a trader. I don't. I think for most humans that's bad, but for the people that are actually good at it, I am impressed, genuinely, and all the credit to them in the world. I just think it's best for most people to not even dabble in it, and I don't. I include myself in that group. I have no interest. I'm not going to do it. So I just want to be clear if anybody's wondering what he's talking about, that he's speaking about XRP from a trader perspective, but worth highlighting here because he's noting that he thinks there's a possibility, even if it's not an outright prediction, that you could see XRP drop down to close to $2 again before taking off. But Credible Crypto, he still firmly believes what's most likely is you do see XRP hit double digits and go above $20 this market cycle, in fact. He's been very clear about that. Here's a post from chart analyst Dom. XRP update. 4 days later, the quoted post gave you a very clear roadmap. $2.44 remains the largest resistance area, and as I always say, price needs to flip that. We saw a quick deviation above 2 days ago, the red box, no flip. Yesterday, I said I expected more chop, and that's what we are seeing now. As long as this white VWAP bands continue to hold as support, this stays bullish in the short term. I think the market is watching Bitcoin closely again. If it flips $100,000, XRP likely flips this resistance and things become much clearer. Okay, so that's why earlier in this video I highlighted Bitcoin's kind of flirting around the time I'm recording this. It's been flirting with that $100,000 level, got as high as $99,844.27 according to Live Coin Watch. If it breaks that, don't be surprised if the market heats up, and XRP will then, again, perhaps start doing completely insane things, which we are all here for. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!